Have you ever woken up and felt like your soul stayed asleep? Your body rises, but your mind feels buried under invisible weight. The day has barely begun, and already you're drowning. There's no chaos, no alarm bells, no one shouting orders, just the silent pressure that wraps around your chest like a vice. You check your phone, emails, notifications, demands disguised as chances, opportunities dressed in urgency, and beneath them, the quiet echo of a whisper, you can do more, you should be more. But here's a truth few dare to say out loud. You're not simply tired, you are ill. And this sickness is not just in you. It's systemic, global. You live in a world where suffering wears a smile, where positivity is the leash, and you are both the beast and the handler. Welcome to the performance society, where your value is tied to your output, where you are free, but only to exhaust yourself, where doing nothing feels like a sin, where stopping feels like surrender. The voice in your head used to be a boss, a teacher, a parent. Now, it's you, repeating the lie. Keep going, or you'll fall behind. Philosopher Byung-Chul Han named this epidemic self-exploitation. The prison is now within. There are no walls, only metrics. No guards, only goals. No lashes, only likes. You became your own taskmaster, a personal brand, a project, optimized, monetized, streamlined, and every time you pause, you feel guilty. Why? Because in this world, rest is no longer restoration. It's preparation for more work. Reading? Make it productive. Meditation? Maximize its output. Sleep? Optimize it. You don't live anymore. You manage yourself. But the weight, it's unbearable. You scroll motivational quotes that don't heal, only haunt. Be your best self. Hustle hard. You've got this. But you don't. Because underneath all that shiny effort is a quiet, persistent scream. Please let me stop. And if you've felt that, you are not alone. This isn't weakness. It's not laziness. It's not a lack of will. It's your soul resisting a model of life that demands everything and leaves you empty. What once was leisure is now a performance. Spirituality is now productivity in disguise. Even silence must serve a function. You've become a business of one, but no one survives long as both CEO and employee of their own existence. And the worst part? You think it's your fault. Because no one forbade you, no one screamed, "You must." They smiled and whispered, "You can." And when you can, you must. That's the cruel twist. You became the prison and the prisoner. You don't even know where you end, and the system begins. But this collapse, this exhaustion, it's not failure, it's a signal, a warning flare sent from your deeper self. Because something inside you remembers, you were not born for this. Not to hustle every hour, not to prove your worth with every breath. You were born to be, to feel, to rest. We've forgotten how to stop, how to be still, how to sit in silence without seeking to monetize the moment. But real healing begins there, in stillness, in boredom, in quiet. Boredom used to be a birthplace of art, of wisdom, of soul. Now, it's a bug to be squashed by content, noise, distractions. But Han reminds us, deep boredom is not a pit. It's a portal. Because in that discomfort, you find yourself again. Not the version optimized for society, but the one forgotten by performance. And yes, it's terrifying to face the mirror without all your medals, to do nothing and call it enough. But there's power in that pause, to stop chasing, to say no, to not be useful for once. That's rebellion. That's resistance. That's freedom. True liberation is not in doing more. It's in reclaiming the right not to. Not because you're lazy, but because you're done sacrificing your soul on the altar of productivity. When you dare to stop, you begin to hear, to feel, to return, to what? To you. And maybe, just maybe, that's the beginning of a life that finally feels like your own. If this stirred something inside you, comment below. Because healing doesn't begin with answers. It begins with honesty. And sometimes the bravest act isn't pushing forward. It's choosing to be still. Before you go, if this message resonated with something deep inside you, if it made you pause, reflect, or even breathe differently, then this space was made for you. Subscribe to the channel, not to follow another voice, but to reclaim your own. Together, we'll unlearn the noise and remember how to simply be.